all to the City of Gluckstadt Town Hall. On behalf of President Dion Jones Woody, I would like to extend our greatest gratitude to the City of Gluckstadt as well as the Mayoral Health Council. We're really excited to be here today. Delta Sigma Theta has been a public service organization since 1913, and our goal is to create community within the areas that we serve, whether that be physical and mental health, social action, civic engagement, and just creating a space for all neighborhoods to thrive. I would like to pass it off to Dr. Sheila Spann of the Mayoral Health Council.
Good evening. Good evening. Celebrating Gluckstadt, community wins, sharing what's next for Gluckstadt. Thank every one of y'all for coming. It is so exciting to see so many of you here. Again, my name is Sheila Spann. I am the coordinator of the Mayor's Health Council. And I'd like for my committee members to please stand. Jeremy Owner, he's the owner of Mississippi Health Express, nurse practitioner. Sally Norton, pharmacist, manager of Gluckstadt Pharmacy. Two of my members are not here, but I'm going to speak to them anyway because we all work together, and I sure appreciate them working with me on this most important committee. Karen Owens, she's occupational therapist, regional director of Fox Rehabilitation. Christy Everett, full-time nurse at GI Associates, and she also part-time with Flow and Glow right here in Gluckstadt. And she's also a nurse with Mississippi Health Express here right here in Gluckstadt, Mississippi. Thank you all so much for coming. Tonight, you will be able to meet and ask questions to Gluckstadt community leaders and what's next for Gluckstadt. I do appreciate Attorney Williams and my sorority, Delta Sigma Theta, been in Delta for, 20-something years. And we do believe in service for the community. And at this time, I'm going to give it over to Attorney Williams, and she will proceed with the program. Thank y'all so much for coming. I appreciate all of you. Thank you.
All right, good evening. We are here for our second annual town hall. Thank you so much for coming. Right now, I'm going to give you a real brief overview of what we're going to do today. We are about to do our invocation and pledge of allegiance that will be done by Pastor Steve Brooks and Chief Barry Hale. Then we will have the introduction of our panelists for today. And then we'll have Dr. Spann and her organization will give you a talk on the community. So,
Sorry, I'll be right back.
okay, all right. So since we got hit for a minute, I'll take a quick question, a quick minute. Also, this is being live streamed. If you have any questions, there's a link in the live stream where you can drop your questions. We'll be able to see them in real time. So when we get to that portion of the event tonight, we'll be able to answer those questions. So those of you that are present, we've got a nice little podium right here. If you want to, you can come, stand, ask your question there. Or if you're a little shy and don't necessarily want to sound in public, you still have an opportunity if you use that link on your phone to ask your questions. We'll get it and we'll get those questions answered. Okay. There we go.
Sorry. Yeah, I have that.
These and other blessings we ask in your precious Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, now, we're going to go from my left to right, and we're going to allow everyone to introduce themselves. Starting with
Good evening, everybody. I'm Chris Buckner. I'm the City of Gluckstadt Public Works Director. We maintain the streets, maintain the right-of-way. We'll be maintaining future parks here soon. Nice to see everybody here.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dustin Perry, Division Chief with Gluckstadt Fire Department. I'm the fire marshal, fire code official for the city, also the public information officer. So good to be here tonight. Good to see you.
My name is John Traylor, Alderman from Gluckstadt.
I'm Jessie Campbell. I am an alderman for the city of Gluckstadt. I'm also a small business owner and a mother of two. And thank you to these two councils for helping us be transparent.
I'm Bubba Morris, and I'm the mayor. My name is Richard Howell, I'm the city's building official and code enforcement officer. Happy to be here.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Barry Hill. I'm the police chief. Thank y'all for coming.
Good evening, I'm Kane Dearman, I'm the planning and zone director. I appreciate everybody coming out. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Tyler, I'm the director of the Gluckstadt Madison Business Alliance.
Hi, I'm Rachel Haushorn. I am the co-chair for the Fourth Fest for the Gluckstadt Rotary, and I also own Mad Aesthetics Med Spa in Gluckstadt.
I'm Stephanie Burton. I'm the court clerk, work with the PD group Leslie and Agile Entertainments.
Good evening, I'm Lindsay Cullum, I'm the city clerk. Thank y'all for being here. I really appreciate every face in this crowd.
all right. Thank you so much for those introductions. You'll have an opportunity a little bit later in the program to actually ask some questions and hear more about each one of the departments here in Gluckstadt. Now I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Span, where she's going to talk about
Several things our committee will be doing this fall. One of them is the Refill Your Cup, which we noticed a lot of our adults, children, are having to take care of their parents. And so we're going to give you a chance. It's called Refill Your Cup. It's going to be August 11th at Brown Coffee. We're going to have two therapists there to be talking. Some of y'all would like to talk about it, have coffee, conversation. Because our parents, you know, I have two parents myself. And it takes all of us, the children, to take them to appointments, to take them out to dinner, just to keep them socializing. So that'll give you all a chance to kind of breathe, okay? And maybe offer other suggestions we may do, okay? In September, we always talk about breast cancer awareness. Well, now we're going to talk about prostate awareness, so our men. You know, God says man is the head, the wife is then the children, so we got to take care of the father. We got to take care of the father. That's how God designed it. And so we have a 5K walk. I wish the guy was here, Brian, was here to talk to you about it. We have flyers out there. You can sign up for the 5K walk, which will be Saturday, September 12th. And he'll be probably say a few words at the next city council meeting, say a few words about it, okay? We're going to be doing immunization at Oktoberfest. Kat, Sally, and probably Jared Clint will be doing also. There's anything
you all would like for us to do, feel free to contact me. I want to engage in the community more because our community, what we do in our community says a lot about us. I want a well-good community that's taking care of themselves. We got a park coming up, which is gonna be, it's gonna have a walking trail too, am I right?
That's right.
So, I mean, we got a lot of things, exciting things coming. And so, at this point, can I ask any have questions or do I just wait? Moderator, can I ask questions?
Well, if you have questions that are directed for the Mayor's Health Council, we'll give you a few minutes to do that. If no one has any questions, I think we're scheduled for about a 15-minute intermission real quick. And then we'll actually go into the second half of the program. So if anybody has any questions for the Mayor's Health Council, now's your time to ask.
Any suggestions you would like for us to do? We gotta come out and talk to some of the churches. We have big pop-ups, checking blood sugars, blood pressures. We're capable of doing it. We got health fairs. We did a health fair and a walk last year. So we're pretty busy. You know, so I don't mind having an open mind to do different things, because Gluckstadt is new. It's a new city. We got a fantastic mayor, cares about the city. So we're gonna do a good job for them. Okay.
No questions.
Thank y'all so much for coming.
Thank you, Dr. Span. Before we break for intermission, I just wanted to let you all know a few things that our chapter over at Madison County, Columbia chapter, what we have going on. And we have so many things coming up this year that we would love to collaborate, or even participate with you guys in, or just bring to your community. We focus a lot on physical and mental health, international awareness, educational development, economic development, so anything related to small businesses, making sure that our children have all the things that they need when it comes to school, whether that be resources or programming. We're very big on that as well. And also, we're heavy on civic engagement. This is one of our civic engagement programs, so we're very big on educating and making sure that we get out to vote. So we have a voter registration table if you need to check your registration or register to vote. We also have that table outside as well. So we can break for intermission if that's okay with you all.
10 minutes. Refreshments out there now.
So we have refreshments, fruit, and sandwiches.
Water.
Water, yeah.
Water, yeah. So we'll have a brief intermission.
you all have all come here for. We are about to meet all of our city officials, and we're going to hear what they have to say about their role, what's happening in their departments. What I would ask you to do is write down any questions that you may have, or keep them in the back of your mind, and hold them until we actually get to the question and answer period. But right now, we're going to start with the mayor. Allow him to talk about briefly his role, anything of that he wants to share right now, and then we will start from the far left and come all the way across. All right, Mayor?
All right, sure, thank you. I really have two roles. The first role is, I guess it's fair to say, I'm the chief executive officer for the city. So I'm in charge of running the day-to-day operation of the city. What that really means is that all of the various department heads answer to me, report to me, and work with me to carry out the various responsibilities that they have. So for instance, Chris Buckner, in charge of Public Works, is constantly calling me about various things, whether it be streets that need to be repaved, or equipment that needs to be bought, or manpower to do various things. And that's true for everybody here, police department and everybody. The other role that I have is really to run the meetings that we have every month. We typically have one board meeting every month. Towards budget season, we have other meetings. And it's really just an administrative role. I sort of try to get the board all of the information that I think is important for them to consider, because they're the guys and ladies that have to make the policy decisions that govern how the city runs. And so we try to get them as much information as we can. I do my best to run an organized, controlled meeting where everybody feels like they're being respected and everybody gets to speak and have their say. I suppose that if you pay attention to social media that people show me from time to time, it's the 3-2 votes that, get all the press and make all the fireworks. But the truth of the matter is, even in the 3-2 vote, which I have a great example of, we might discuss later, the board is almost all the time 5-0. I have not done a statistical analysis of it, but the board generally is 5-0 in excess of 95% or more of the time. So there's very little disagreement amongst the board. When there is disagreement, I have never one time seen it get unprofessional or rude in any manner. And so they have really tough jobs. They all have different perspectives about things, about the way they want things done. But that is my second role, is to try to run the meeting, get all the information to them so that they can make all the decisions. And the last thing I'll say is, I seem to be the person who gets all the credit, and I don't deserve any of the credit. These folks here behind me who work for the city are really the ones who deserve the credit. So please remember that when you see something really great happening in the city, I probably don't deserve the credit. Okay? Thank you.
All right, hey, everybody again. Like I said before, I'm Chris Buckner. I work for the Public Works Department. I'm the director. And we try to maintain the city and keep it up to shape and worthy of what we want to build around here. We cut the grass. We have about 9 employees running 3 different crews. We try to keep potholes from happening if we see them. We try to patch them before we get a complaint about it. We also have a park coming up. I'm sure we'll talk about it later on tonight, but we're really excited about that. Getting a community park together and bringing something really special to the city. Something we don't have yet, and something I think will be a game changer for our city. So, once again, I appreciate everybody coming out tonight.
Hello, I'm Dusty, fire code official and division chief with the fire department. Obviously, we provide fire services, rescue services, and emergency medical services for the city and our district. We have 3 stations total, with 1 station, 11 square miles being within the city. We provide EMS services, fire services, rescue services to accidents. Really anything that we know who else to call, so call the fire department. We love the city, love the community. Look forward to answering any questions and thank you for being here.
Together?
Jesse?
Oh.
Jesse Campbell?
We're getting signals here.
Hi, I'm Jessica Campbell. I am alderwoman for the city of Gluckstadt, and we are both aldermen for the city of Gluckstadt, and we meet once a month. We discuss policies and help the city run smoothly.
John Taylor, been here 44 years in Gluckstadt, so I've seen a lot of change happening. And 5 years ago, you all told us to build a city, and these people behind me built a wonderful, good city. But we're not satisfied. We're trying to build a great city and a great community. And it takes a little bit of time, but that's the direction we're headed. So thank you all for being here.
All right, we're gonna hit it real quick. We're gonna have the city clerk's office with Lindsay Kellum. I think that's next.
Sorry, I'm shorter than other folks. Again, Lindsay Cohen, I'm the city clerk. I've been here for 5 years. I was lucky enough to be the city's first employee when we were having meetings in the high school, and we didn't have pens or paper or computers or any of that. That's fun stuff. So I've been here 5 years in October, and I've seen the city grow immensely. And it's been such a privilege to work under the board of aldermen, the old board and the new current board, to watch them make policies that benefit our community. Something like this tonight is so important. Civic engagement and transparency. And I know it's very important to the aldermen as well. So my office, some of the duties that we are in charge of is human resources, payroll, finance, budgeting, communications, public records. I also work as a liaison with the board of aldermen to get their agenda packets ready for monthly board meetings, for special call meetings, for budget workshops, you name it. Our office compiles all of that information that you see in our packets. I've been very lucky to see 2 administrations come in. We've had, they're elected every 4 years. So we have another election in 2029. We just had one last year, and so we have some new aldermen, and they're learning lots, I think. But this is the perfect time to ask questions, to please make your voice heard. There's a podium right there, and we encourage you guys to use it. So I want to thank my deputy clerk, Scott Maw. He's also our technical assistance guy for tonight. Chastity Pickett, who handles a lot of HR and fixed assets. She's not here tonight, but she's also a key resource in the city clerk's office, as well as Janet Brooks, who also couldn't be here tonight. She is an integral part of the administration at the city clerk's office. So thank you.
All right, next we'll have Chief of Police. Very good.
Good evening, everyone, again. Like she said, I'm the chief of police. We have been in operation not as long as the city clerk's office. We started in March of 22, and I was actually hired as assistant chief board employee in May of 22. We, like her, we didn't have a tailor bill, we didn't have a bag, a gun, a vehicle, clothes, or any of that. But look, if you look at us now, we're in a 14,000 square foot building. We have over 21 cars, patrol vehicles. We're getting a drone. The state gave us $75,000 to get a drone. We're not gonna spend all of it on just a drone. We back there in the back, I want to say everybody's my assistant chief back there, Jeremy Slavin. Thank you to him. He's actually the brains behind the operation, as the mayor would say. And but no, public safety is something I love. It's first and foremost for me. Anytime y'all need anything, anytime you need a police department, come by or call. Come by if you want to tour the police department. I love to give a tour of this place. So, thank y'all.
All right, next we'll have municipal court.
Okay, I'm Stephanie Murray. I'm the court clerk. I've been here about 4 years, or going on 4 years. I have 2 judges, Judge Marshall Stacy and then Judge Wise. We have court the first Monday and third Monday of every month. Basically, we work with the PD, they turn everything into us, we make sure everything's in order, make sure it's ready for court, we keep everything confidential, report to the mayor monthly, the state monthly, Lindsay and Scott monthly. We help all the citizens that come in, pretty much if they get a ticket, get arrested, we're the first people they see after they get out of jail or get a ticket. So we get a lot of pleasant people. So if you have any questions, just let me know.
All right, thank you. Next, we have Public Works and Parks, Mr. Crystal. Oh, you are, okay. My slides are a little different than what we had. Okay, Planning and Zoning and Building Department. We have Officer Christian Paul.
How you doing, everybody? Kane Dearman. I'm probably the newest member to the Gluckstadt team. Although I'm new to the city, I've been in this area for over 20 years. My kids went through the Germantown district, finished up at Camp Academy, and I'm super excited to be a part of this team. What the city's doing, we got a lot of stuff going on, and hope to bring a lot more stuff going on. We're in charge of zoning, architectural review, looking at use cases, and anybody that wants to build here. So it's a really important job. We take it seriously. My counterpart here is he's in charge of inspections and code enforcement. And I want to give you just kind of a quick update of what we got going on project-wise. Permanent projects right now, we've got a new travel ball baseball facility being built up at South Road. Really excited about that. There's a lot of potential up in that area. We got Burgers and Blues just actually broke ground, I think, yesterday. It's going to be right behind Sullivan's. Super excited about this one. It's going to have a huge outdoor area to hang out and have a lot of fun. And then we got some other stuff coming behind that, and I can't divulge yet, but there's some beautiful buildings up to be built. Some retail and some stuff behind there too. Really excited about that. Wingstop has just got their permit. They're about to start building out over there by Soulshine. A new office park is, I guess they're the third building over there on Old Jackson Road, building some neat buildings and supplying some office space. Hedman Brothers has got a new addition to their spot over there. It's a big building, and we all know Hedman's a good business to have in town. And, next we got approved but not yet permitted. So 927 Motorsports is going to be a customized truck dealership over there by Mackay. And guys, it's a beautiful building they're building. I can't wait for that one to start. And it sounds really high tech what they do. It's going to be neat to watch that one grow. Bear Creek Animal Hospital just got approved. It's going to be our first veterinary clinic on the east side of the interstate over there on Weisberger. Had a great time dealing with those local business owners. I think it's going to be a great spot. Got a steakhouse coming in the Old Angelo's. Super pumped about that. We're trying to get them going. The owners are very motivated, and we're waiting on some construction drawings there. But we need some stuff over there on that side as well. So we're really pumped about that. A lot of you might be aware of the Oaks out here on Calhoun Station. Mr. Chad Phillips built a beautiful building. He's recently got approved for a second phase of that. So we look forward to that process. It's going to be a new memory care facility over there. So, and most importantly, we're all excited about the city of Gluckstadt Park. We just got our approval for it. I don't know if y'all seen the renderings. We're really pumped about that. I think it's really going to spark some more development in the area and bring the community together. It's going to be really neat. We got a few other things that's currently in the process right now. SIP Outdoors is requesting an addition to their building. Bricks Pro Truck is also planning an expansion of their new retail side of that property. And some of you probably heard D. Noblin is moving in, and they're currently going through the process now of Old Callaway's building. And hopefully coming up next month, a new hotel we're looking at called Spring Hill Suites. I think they're finally going to get in the process in August. So a lot of cool stuff going on, and I appreciate all the support. Let me know if you got any questions. Thank you. Christian, go ahead.
Echo what Kane said, he and I work very closely together. So my name's Christian, I'm a building official. My purview in this is that if you want to build stuff, they bring construction plans to myself, as well as Dusty, review them for code compliance, and pull out some back and forth and get something that's going to be built that's safe for the community. Another hat that I wear that I think very integral to that is the inspector side. I'm also the inspector here So we go through during different phases of the construction process, all those buildings or the businesses that Tammy's listed have been inspected, are being inspected in different phases, make sure they're built correctly for code, as well as they're submitted to the Gluckstadt, so it keeps the copacetic vision of the city together, keeps everyone through. And also I'm code enforcement officer, so we respond to Gluckstadt on code complaints as they come in, if something needs to be addressed, we certainly get after it, get it addressed. If anything needs to happen in our office, I always call them time.
Okay, next, I have Gluckstadt Madison Business Alliance, Chamber of Commerce, and Elizabeth Tyler.
Hey, I'm Elizabeth Tyler with the Gluckstadt Madison Business Alliance. We have just celebrated 4 years that we have been in existence, and our goal has always been to grow business and strengthen community. And we work really hard with our businesses to network, to provide. We have 5 signature events every year. One of them we just completed, which is the Stat Scramble, and we raised money for the police department. I think over the 4 years we've raised $29,500. And so that's something that our members have really been proud of and got involved in. Ribbon cuttings are another special thing that, to me, we do. A business owner spends their blood, sweat, and tears getting something open. They take a lot of risks. They are really nervous when they get opened, and we come in with the ribbon, but a crowd. We have so many wonderful people that show up, and most of these people show up too to show the support for that business owner. And every time almost I hear from that visit, I can't believe how many people came, that made me feel so good. They get a business card holder, they feel supported, and it's just a really wonderful thing to be a part of. We've just got some great members. And another thing we do at Gluckstadt is we produce a magazine, and I hope if y'all haven't seen it, there's some out in the lobby here, but we've done 4 issues. We try to tell the story of Gluckstadt. We send them to all the welcome centers in the state, as well as we have racks at Sullivan's and Primo's, City Hall, and the police department. We try to place them in different business locations, and it's just a great way to publicize and let people know about this great city. We're so appreciative of the partnership that we have with the city and all the officials, and we just appreciate so much being a part of everything. It's been very exciting. Thanks.
All right, and last but not least, we have Gluckstadt Rotary, Rachel Hellstrom.
Hey, my name is Rachel Hellstrom. I am a Rotarian, I guess. And I also co-chair for the Fourth Fest. We meet every Monday at Bayou Bugs at 11:30. We have, I think you want to say 4 different things that we do throughout the year. We ring bells at Sullivan's for the Salvation Army. We do a scare away hunger thing at around Halloween time for MadCap. We also participate and help with the city with the parade, and then our flagship thing is the Fourth Fest. This is the 2nd year that we did Fourth Fest. We doubled in size. It was fantastic. We had over 400 people that attended that hot July. But it is just amazing to see the community come together to produce. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, literally a lot of sweat, but to produce that. And we had so many people, because we had a QR code this year that just reached out and said that they absolutely loved it and thanked us for being able to do that. If you want to be a part of the Rotary, like I said, we meet at 11:30. We would love to have more participation, but that's kind of what we do.
All right, now to the point that everybody is excited about, and that's the opportunity to now ask you questions. Before we get started on that, I have a few ground rules that I'd like to go over everybody. First, we're going to treat everybody with respect. Second, we're going to keep our questions concise and try to limit them to about 1 minute. These are for questions at this point in time. No personal attacks, no disruptions or interruptions. Applause is welcome, but disruption is not. Okay? and questions should concern city business and community issues only, okay? However, if you have, an accolade for the city, I'm sure they would love to hear, those comments as well. It's tough being a public figure. It's tough running a city. And I know a lot of times being a public official, it is a thankless job. I'm sure every last one of these people up here probably have had moments and times where they've been like, how did I get in this? Why did I do this? Because of everything and all the negativity and things that has a tendency to be associated with public service. Don't want to put words in their mouths, but I'm sure every last one of them that are here today is doing it because they love Gluckstadt and they love the people. And so they are enduring some things because of that. All right, with that and our ground rules in place, are there any questions from our audience? If not, I'll start with the online questions. Come on, don't be shy.
You scared them,
Don't be shy. I ain't saying anything about handcuffs or any of that kind of stuff, so don't be shy. All right, if we don't have any questions from the audience, I'm gonna start with the mayor. One of the questions that we have is, why is executive session necessary?
That's to me.
That's for you.
So there are certain things that boards have to address outside of the public eye. And let me give you a for instance. There are items that are confidential, there's legal issues involved, there needs to be some discretion. For instance, personnel matters. We oftentimes interview and hire people, and they need to be sure that that process is confidential, because if it doesn't work out for them, they've got another job that they don't want to lose, right? Everybody has been in that situation before. We also have personnel matters that come up where an employee needs to be reprimanded, suspended, perhaps terminated. We owe those folks some degree of discretion and respect, so we don't do that in the public eye. There are also things that involve legal matters, that the city is undertaking some legal issue and there needs to be an attorney-client privilege sort of situation. So it's really not an effort to hide things from people unnecessarily, but as a matter of course and discretion, you have to have executive sessions so that you can address those issues, and so that board members who have to make those tough decisions feel like they can candidly speak and make those decisions without being unnecessarily ridiculed or worried about ramifications that they shouldn't have to be worried about. So that's why.
All right, couple of follow-up questions. One, would it be safe to say that when the agenda is posted, that everything is not necessarily public on the agenda for those same reasons?
That's exactly right. We try to publish our agenda. Lindsay, how much before the meetings are we publishing?
The agenda notice is published Thursday ahead of the meeting, and then the agenda with all backup materials, the packet, is published the day of.
Okay. And so, yes, there is a public agenda material, and then there are some executive session materials. For instance, it could be an employee that we want to hire. We might have resumes. Might be an employee that we want to terminate. It might be a legal matter about a lawsuit that's involved in the city. Those types of materials would not be published to the public.
Okay, one more question, and I'm gonna let you sit down. All right, what accomplishments are you the most proud of since you've been mayor for the city of Gluckstadt?
That is an easy question for me to answer, and you can start down here and go to every one of these people. All of our, I'm really going to recognize and sort of separate out our department heads, because the chief likes to talk about, we got 21 cars and guns and badges and all that stuff, this beautiful building. Those things are relatively easy to acquire. But our department heads, our people that run this city, are the city's greatest asset. and I'm so proud of every one of them. Can you imagine Kane Gearman making planning and zoning interesting? You ever seen him back board excited to talk about planning and zoning again? I mean, the guy loves his job, right? And they all come to work, they all want to do it. This guy makes grass cutting fun. You know? And so that's an easy question for me. It's the people here that run the city.
Okay, thank you. All right. Is there a standing policy for the Gluckstadt Police Department to patrol all neighborhoods every night? And if not, how do we get that to happen?
Great question. There's no standing policy, and that's actually just part of their job. They go through all the neighborhoods, they call out. We've actually put GPS trackers in our vehicles now, so we can keep up with where they're at, if they're doing what they're supposed to. Going through neighborhoods, going through business and commercial areas is part of their job, you know. We respond to crimes and all that, we still have to do other things, but when they're not out writing tickets, responding to calls, they're riding through everybody's neighborhood here. I think we have about 10 neighborhoods, and we have 2 officers on each shift. So before it's over with, they've made it through your neighborhood, hopefully a 12-hour shift 2 or 3 times. You may not see them all the time, but yes. At this time, we don't feel like we need a policy for that. If it becomes a problem, then we would look at that. But that's how we do that. Any questions?
All right, we got a couple more questions for the police department. One is school response officers, are more going to be hired. We'll go ahead and read the second one. Well, I guess the other one's probably a board question, but it will be enforced by the police department. Is there a city ordinance for on-street parking in residential areas, and what happens if you do? So that's kind of a bifurcated question for the board as well as for the police department.
Yeah, I can answer that too. 2 good questions. Yes, we have one SRO right now. He does a great job. Daniel Sloan. Kids love him, teachers love him, parents love him. At this time, we have no plans to hire any more SROs. Luckily, the sheriff's department does the other 4 schools that we have in the city. Now, if they decide they can't do it, then it'll be up to us to do that. But at this time, it's not in our budget and not in our plans to hire anymore. Any questions?
Oh, yeah, I'm a quiet bunch tonight.
I know.
Quiet. That's okay.
Yell about speed and 10 tickets. Don't let me down.
I have.
The second question was about the city ordinance. We have an ordinance for that. It's 2022-13. You can go on the city's website, you can go on our website, and you can look at all the ordinances. But it's in section 6. And it talks about off-street parking and parking lots in residential neighborhoods. And yes, you can't park in residential neighborhoods only on the street overnight. The only way you can do that if it's real exigent circumstances and you let the police department know. Other than that, if you're having problems with people parking, because we have had issues where the bus couldn't get through, fire truck couldn't get through. And what we like to do is we're not going to, put the hammer down right off the bat. We're going to come out, we're going to talk to you and ask you to move your car. If that doesn't work, then we'll come out and we'll issue a citation. And if you're still hard-headed and don't get it after that, then we're going to tow your vehicle and write you another citation. So yes, we do have, if y'all have any of those issues within your neighborhoods, please get us a call and we'll come out and handle that. Thank you.
All right, Public Works, what next? First question from our online viewers is the Public Works office moving, and if it is, where are you moving to?
We are not currently moving at this time. We hope in the near future to be moving to a more permanent spot where we can expand. I guess, can we say where we might be moving to? What we're looking at moving to would be the Bear Creek facility. They're currently in the process of building another facility for themselves, and they are very interested in helping us to acquire that building. And we think that'll be a great spot for City Hall and for Public Works to move to and expand. That gives us a lot of room to be less reactionary and more prepared in certain situations. Gives us more storage space and allows allows us to have everything ready to go at a moment's notice instead of having to get extra stock or anything like that.
All right, public works, how are roads and drainage issues prioritized?
Roads and drainage issues are prioritized by me and my guys coming out and looking at problems. If it's raining and we see some water holding on the side of the street, you know we have a problem, we need to get those ditches cleaned out, we need to get the culverts cleaned out. Roads are prioritized right now by the condition of the road. We have many roads that are in poor condition and we are looking to get those paved soon, we hope. We had about 8 roads on part of it paved this year. They're currently on hold due to the current road plan. But we are looking to get those. Once we do that, I think we'll have close to 80% of the roads in the city paved and at 100%. We've already done all the neighborhoods except for Germantown, Dixon Pass, and Stone Creek. And we're looking to do some maintenance on those soon to extend the life of the pavement on those. The rest of them will be more towards where we get grants, such as we did for Gluckstadt Road and for Calhoun Station Parkway. We'll look to get grants through MDOT and CMPD so that it's easier for the city to afford that with the match money that we can provide.
All right, one more question, piggyback on that, is Sowell and Stout Road repairs included, or is there estimates on those repairs?
Sowell and Stout Road is actually inside Canton city limits, and I know that's a little weird because it looks like it's the city of Gluckstadt, but between Church Road and Lakeview Drive, that is actually the city of Canton right there. But as of Monday, the Madison County did approve to go through MOUs with us as well as the city of Canton to improve Calhoun Station from Stout Road all the way to Church Road. So, after talking with the county engineer today, they are looking to repay that whole section once Stout Road to Highway 22 is being paved. But as soon as Canton signs their MOU, they're looking to come in and repair the potholes that are near the Sowell and Calhoun intersection.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, fire department. All right, I have 3 questions for you. What should residents know about emergency preparedness for the fire department?
Just in general, emergency preparedness, basically check your smoke detectors twice a year, ensure that everybody in your household is on one page or the same page as far as what to do in case of an emergency. Practice that. I know we get busy throughout life and kind of tend to forget that, but every time I go to any schools and anything like that, I always try to encourage the kiddos to vote the parents to go over the house. Unfortunately, I see a lot of houses that wish they had fire extinguishers, but they didn't, and we kind of see it much too late. So I encourage everybody to have fire extinguishers and smoke detectors that work.
Can I ask you a follow-up question with regard to fire extinguishers? Just from a practical purpose, are there different types of fire extinguishers that you should have at home, or is it just basically one fire extinguisher you go to? For all types of fires, or I mean, is it something different for the kitchen? Is it something different for the rest of the house? I mean,
As far as the residential purpose, it's typically an ABC extinguisher. There's different types of fires. There's Class A fires, which is your ordinary combustibles, Class B, which is your flammable liquids, and then C, which is electrical. There's Class D and Class K, but those are not typically found in your average residential household. So it's typically an ABC extinguisher. That, as far as residential goes, They have it, Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart.
Okay, so it's easy to find if you need to get one for your house.
Yes,
Now, how many would you suggest that they have in a typical house?
It depends on the house, how big the house is, square footage, how many stories it is. I always kind of try to encourage people to have them to where the hazards are, where potential hazards are. So, kitchen, carport, the washer, dryer. If you only have one or two, kind of have it in a central location in between those areas.
Okay, one more question. The Gluckstadt Fire Department, I guess this is more of a comment than anything else. A link on the Gluckstadt page, is there one? Or are you all planning on having a link for the fire department? They didn't say why they want one, but they don't seem to see a fire department link. Or maybe that's a city clerk question.
There should be a link on our page for the fire department. If not, we will double check and make sure it's up there.
Yeah, I'll do whatever on my part to make that happen.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right. Planning and zoning, y'all got the majority of the questions. I was trying to give you a break, but we'll break them all. One, there's a question about the Germantown Village. Is there an update on Germantown Village?
Yes, so I can give you an update on that. So a lot of that took place before my time, but I've actually been spending a lot of time on it. I mentioned the Spring Hill Suites. This developer, that whole property there, a lot of that got shut down because there was regulatory floodway issues. So the developer is working that out with the federal government, and it's kind of out of our hands with that in that regard. But he is starting back with his hotel. It's like I said, it's going, the hotel is outside the regulatory floodway. It's starting back, going back through the process in August. Building C there is what we call it. It's been that long building for a long, long time. We're waiting on the lockbox, and they're finally going to get their CO. And talking with them, they've got a couple of tenants that they're ready to move into. So it's going to be good to see that building finally occupied and moving along. So I hope to see that one happen here pretty soon. But I'll just have to keep you updated on the whole village aspect thing, because it's kind of out of our hands with the floodway. FEMA and the Army Corps and the engineers, they don't really mess around. So we got to wait on their determinations of that. So.
All right, next question is, where can I view the zoning map and comprehensive plan for Gluckstadt?
Absolutely. So if you go to our website, navigate over to departments, find my department, planning, zoning, and you go all the way down to the bottom, and it's got the ordinance, it's got the comprehensive plan, and the map viewer. And the map viewer is extremely handy. It's a GIS format. You click on it, you can change different zones, you can check parcels, you can check streets. And please feel free to call me at any time. I love that kind of technology too. I'm helping navigate it, and we can look at it together. So it's there's a lot of good stuff on there. If you ever have a question and can't find something, hit me up, shoot me an email, call me, anything, and we'll find it out.
One more question. Are there any plans to increase the number of members on the architectural review board?
Not yet. We're probably in discussion with that. It's something we're trying to work out. As you know, we just passed new architectural standards, which we're really excited about. It really locks in some standards that we feel like everybody in the city wants to have. So, but it's a process. We've got two boards advisory boards right now that I'm in charge of. We're trying to work out the kinks, and feel free to come to these meetings and speak up and let us know what you think about it. So, like I said, it's something we're trying to work out, and just bear with us, and we'll have a good finished product for it for sure.
Okay, for the municipal court, thank you. How can residents access information on how to pay their fines and fees?
It's on the website, and then it says on the bottom of the ticket, it's municipal online payments / Gluckstadt, and then we also have a 1877 number, but you can also call us and we'll direct you that way too. But it's also, like I said, on the website.
All right, thank you very much.
number of resources on there, including items to get to know your board aldermen, to have contact information for them, for all the departments. Everything that's on our public website is on Gluckstadt on the Go as well, including all the ordinances, resolutions, minutes. We even have latest news on there, so you can see articles of what's been going on since 2021 that we update monthly. There is a planning and zoning link as well as a building department link. There's actually a link for my office if you need to reach my office. If you look under the reported issue section of Gluckstadt on the Go, that's a really great way to put in a work order for a pothole. It'll go directly to Chris's office, and in real time you'll be able to see on a map that this issue's already been reported. Gluckstadt knows and say there's a pothole there. It'll show that on the map, so it does not allow duplicates. It's already been worked on. And then we'll actually show in real time work orders that are accepted by his office and when somebody gets out there to patch a pothole. Same with building and code enforcement issues. You can actually submit an issue, right from the palm of your hand to Christian, who will go out and check out, code enforcement issues. So it's really a great resource to have. If you look on our Facebook page, there is a pinned area for Gluckstadt to go with all the information. So I suggest that you look at that and download it.
Okay, 2 more questions. How can I be placed on the council agenda, and how do I request public records?
Yes, so on the council agenda, if you'll just email me ahead of an agenda meeting, and you have a specific issue, say, you wanted to present, something to, like say, our cheerleaders, for example, they just won nationals last year. Alderman Powell wanted to put them on the agenda and present items to recognize them for winning nationals. Any citizen can actually get on the agenda if they have something important that they want to present. So you'll email me, I'll get you on the agenda approved. We also have a public comment section on every agenda, whether that's a special call or a regular meeting. So you can sign up at the time of the meeting. You would just put your name and address on the sign-up sheet that's on the podium, and then you're welcome to address the board on any issue. What was the other question, Ms. Dunn?
How do you request public records?
Yes, so we have a public records policy that the board adopted about 4 years ago. You would submit a public records request form, which we have an actual form that the board has adopted as well. You would submit it on that form, and then you'd have 7 business days to receive the documents, as long as it wasn't something that we would need additional time for. Say you're requesting records from 4 years ago, well then we may request an additional week, or work with our lawyers to try to find an additional time frame for the duplication of those documents. But it's pretty easy. We usually have them to you within a couple of days, depending on what department and what the records are, the nature of the request.
All right, thank you. All right, this is for our board members. Is the board anticipating a millage increase for next year? If so, how much of an increase can we anticipate?
I don't mind. My mom says no, but I think it's something that we've needed for a long time. I was one of the ones who were in favor of it last time, because without the millage increase, we're the lowest millage around, with 12 mills. Madison's, I think, at 28.8. Canton's about the same range. We're running a $400,000 deficit if we don't. A couple more years down the road, we'll be out of money. So, in my opinion, the safe thing to do is to have a millage increase. Well, whether it happens or not, I don't know. I'm only one vote.
Okay, all right, thank you. I also have a question about the Arrington Dam project and how much does it cost? I don't know who can address that. Okay, but draw straws.
Currently, the Arrington Dam project is looking to go to construction this fall. The city has, over 2 different time periods, committed roughly $104,000 to aid with Arrington fixing their levee system.
I was just making sure your amount was right.
All right. For our city chamber Commerce, what are your top priorities and what resources are they?
Top priorities are just to promote our businesses and, to continue, as the businesses come into town, to help them connect with the community and to connect with each other. And, what was the second part?
What resources are they?
We're membership based, and so our members pay, a monthly membership. And then also we have sponsorships for our different events. We have, 5 signature events. We've got 3 coming up, and that's how we do.
Let me ask you a follow-up question. Okay, you said it's membership based. Who are your members?
Anybody that wants, there's a business that wants to be a member.
Okay, so it's businesses only and not necessarily individuals that are members of the Chamber of Commerce?
Right now, we just have businesses.
Okay, thank you. All right, for, Rotary, how do you decide on what projects you engage in with regard to the city's budget? Or what partnerships do you have with the city?
At the moment, it's whoever comes by. We're not picky at the moment. Basically, it's just that we've had different people that have come in and spoke, and we've seen a need where we could help, and we fill that need. So if somebody wants something, come on down.
All right, can you give us an example of some of the things that you've done?
So we had, at the time, Misty Moon was a part of the Salvation Army, and she came in and spoke and talked about, how the Salvation Army, during the kettle money was actually had dramatically dropped because nobody carries cash anymore and all that kind of stuff. And so we asked Sullivan's here in Gluckstadt if we could get a kettle placed, and it was the highest kettle that we had in this area. So we manned that for a weekend and were able to kind of help generate some money back in the Salvation Army.
Okay, thank you. Now, we'll take a pause right now. Anybody in the audience have any questions? I know we've been filling all these questions online, we still have a few more. But does anybody have a question? Now's the time. Okay, thank you.
Good evening. The project that you were just speaking of, can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Arrington Dale?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I can try. So you know where the Arrington subdivision is?
Yes.
It's got the lake in front of it all, and if
Yes.
you notice, it's been drained for quite a while. It was drained because the Department of Environmental Quality found that dam not to meet its qualifications. It was not engineered appropriately, I'm probably not using the technical terms, but there was some concern that that dam could fail. There have been dam failures throughout the state and the country. So what they did was they said, you're gonna have to re-engineer your dam and improve it significantly. If you can't do that, you're gonna have to drain the lake. So that's where it's been for quite a while. But it costs an enormous amount of money. I don't remember exactly how much money, $300,000 or $400,000.
The total project is extremely expensive.
Yeah, the total project for them to bring their dam up to DEQ's standards is a $400,000 or $500,000 deal. So there are maybe 20 homes in that community that they went to, you were one of them. So they went in and they assessed everybody, or they got commitments from everybody to try to fund it. Well, they were able to generate, I don't know, $100,000 or something, but it left them significantly short. They then began seeking grants from the state or maybe even the federal government to help fund that. That still left them short. So they came to the city, and their approach to the city was, this watershed here benefits the entire city. It helps in flood protection and things like that. So we consulted with the lawyers because the city cannot get in a situation of spending taxpayer money on public property. Okay, that's a big no-no. And so unless the project benefits the city as a whole, our engineers told us that making sure that that flood basin was operable and that the dam was sufficient would benefit in terms of flood protection in the city as a whole. So they came to the board on a couple of occasions. The board approved the expenditure of about $100,000. We haven't spent any money yet because our deal with them is you're gonna have to fund the project, spend money, and then bring your receipts to us, and we'll reimburse you for what we agreed to pay. So that's what I can tell you about that.
Okay, thank you. Another question. Okay. The green bill. What is the green bill?
Yeah, I can answer. That is the new West of 55. So they are building a bigger boutique, I guess it's a ladies' boutique.
Oh, okay.
We've been asked a lot of questions about the green, but if you wait a little longer to see what's coming throughout the rest of the development, you'll see how it all ties in. So, like I said, there's some really cool buildings coming up in that area, so.
You know, that one sort of stands out a little bit.
It does, it does. The burgers and blues are gonna be right beside it, so you're about to see that one as well, so. Yep.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else have a question from the audience? I've got just a couple more left online. All right, question is, one is please tell your staff and employees thank you for the job that they do in the city. That came from someone, so you've got somebody out there giving kudos. And is there a published date and time for meetings in each department each month? And if so, is it a public meeting and where can it be found?
So we are required by state law to publish our board meetings. So that means Board of Aldermen, our Planning and Zoning Commission, our Architectural Review Committee, but internal meetings of the city clerk's office or, Chris Buckner and yelling at some of his folks to cut grass, they're not public meetings, they're just internal departmental meetings. So I think that's what they're trying to discern.
Yes. Okay. All right, I think that's it. I don't have any more questions popping up online. Does anybody want to say, have a final?
I did want to mention a couple of things.
Okay.
So the one thing I failed to mention earlier was grants. The city clerk's office, along with all of these department heads up here, have worked really, really hard over the last year to up our grants program. Y'all may have heard that we received about $1.6 million from the Mississippi Outburst Fund, as well as another $2.3 from the Blue Cross Blue Shield Grant Fund. So I want to thank them. I hope they're watching. I invited representatives from both of those groups to come today. They are able, with that money, they're able to kickstart our community park. So I wanted to mention that. I didn't want this town hall to go by without mentioning how thankful we are for that opportunity or both opportunities. Also, we have some fun events planned for the fall. Alderman Powell has spearheaded Bring Back German Fest. So after 2 years of hiatus, we will have German Fest again in October. So make plans to attend German Fest on October 25th. We have some really fun treats in store for that event. Also, we have just actually solidified our parade date, which is December 5th. It'll be our 4th annual Christmas parade, which Lauren Bishop will head up this year. And we appreciate Jean Robinson, all she's done in prior years, but now we have a new committee and some more fun tags. So we'll have a jingle market and lots of events coming y'all's way. So I just wanted to mention that too, because I'm not sure I touched on it. So.
All right, two things. Dr. Span, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, just, like to, again, thank, all y'all for coming. And we see we have a lot of things going on, great things, like I said, it's a beautiful city, beautiful staff who works hard. And I'm proud to live in this city, I am, and so proud of you. Thank God so much.
All right, Mayor, do you want to close us out?
I would love just to say this. None of our board members serve on the board because they thought that they would get an immense amount of power. They'd make a lot of money. They don't get to fly around in jets. What they do get to do, though, is make really hard calls that are painful for them to make sometimes. They have to vote on whether or not to raise taxes. They have to vote on whether or not they're going to let a new fast food restaurant come into the city. Okay, where the next next grocery store might be. These are decisions that they would oftentimes much rather not have to make. But they make them because they're trying to do the best that they can for the city. They don't always agree, but they disagree very respectfully to each other. So I would just ask you this. I hate social media, and people show me these postings on social media that are designed to sow discord between our board members, to put one faction against another faction, and it's really not that way. I saw a post recently that talked about the adoption of our architectural review standards that was just passed. And the post said that it was adopted 3-2. And if you look at it, you would think that was a very divisive issue. In actuality, whoever had made the post, if they had really known, they would have understood that the architectural review standards were adopted unanimously. The only difference, the reason that it was legally recorded as a 3-2 vote, is 3 aldermen wanted to keep our process as it is right now. 2 of our aldermen thought that maybe we should get rid of a step and make it more efficient. But the real substantive matter was everybody adopted the architectural review standards 5-0. There was no disagreement about it. But social media made it look like there was some huge division between them. So I would just ask, if you're here or if you're listening, it's easy to sit on the back row and cause trouble. But these folks who sit on this board, they don't get anything out of it but heartache. And they're trying to do the best that they can. Our staff is the same way. They rarely get told that they've done a fantastic job. They usually get told they're not doing a good job. So I wish everybody would understand that and try to understand that we're trying to do the best we can for the city. We don't always get it right, but we're always trying to do that. So, thank you.
All right, thank you. One other thing is there's a QR code on the screen. We ask that you please complete the evaluation. It helps with planning these events, what we can do better, what else do you want to see, and those types of things. So please take a moment, do your evaluation, and is there anything else?
Just thank you for everything, moderator.
You're welcome. I always enjoy this. Thank you very much, and y'all have a good night.
How about a round of applause?